Welcome to VERITAS, and today we are going to be talking about the East African Standby Force and this emerging East African Army. So it is one of the 5 regional forces for peace support operations of the African Standby Forces, consisting of military, police and civilian components. It constitutes the regional operational arm of the peacekeeping elements of the African peace and security architecture put in place by 2002 protocol relating to the establishment of the Peace and Security Council of the African Union. As of January 2018, East African Standby Force has 10 member states: Burundi, Djibouti, Kenya, Seychelles, Sudan, Comoros, Ethiopia, Rwanda, Somalia, and Uganda. In 2013, South Sudan had an observer status and, according to the East African Standby Force, was expected to eventually become a full member shortly. A follow-up on troop contribution from the East African Standby Force member nations was conducted in August 2014. It was formerly known as the East African Standby Brigade, formed on September 10, 2004 through a policy framework between the member states, with an MOU was signed in April 11th of 2005 between the East African Standby Brigade members, providing the 3 components: planning element, brigade headquarters, and logistics. A decision of East African Council of Ministers of Defense and Security of March 30th, 2007 directed the change of name of the institution from a brigade to a force. The East African Standby Force, in line with the Continental Directive of the African Union, Council of Ministers and Defense and Security, further established a coordination mechanism, East African Standby Force, enlarging the number of the East African Standby Force components to 4. That is the EASF-COM. The mandate, according to Article 13 of the Protocol relating to the establishment of the Peace and Security Council of the African Union, signed in 2002, directs the East African Standby Force to carry out the following functions: observation and monitoring of missions, other types of peace support missions, intervention in member state in respect of grave circumstances or as at the request of a member state in order to restore peace and security in accordance with Article 4H and J of the Constitution Act, preventive deployment in order to prevent a dispute or conflict from escalation, spread or resurgence of violence, and also peace building, disarmaments, demobilizations, humanitarian assistance to alleviate civilian oppression, support also in natural disasters. According to protocol of the African Standby Force and the East African Standby Force are encouraged to cooperate with the United Nations and its agencies and other relevant organizations, as well as national authorities and also NGOs. Detailed tasks of the African Standby Force and its modus operandi for each authorized missions are to be considered and approved by the Peace and Security Council upon recommendation of the Commission. The organization MOU provides for 3 EASF policy, formulating, controlling, and implementing organs. The Assembly of East African Heads of State and Government. Assembly has the supreme authority over EASF. The heads meet once a year to formulate policies, directives, and control the functioning of the EASF. The Assembly can also authorize deployment of the force. The East African Council of Ministers and Defense and Security. The Congress, at least twice a year, manages all aspects relating to EASF. It appoints the directors and heads of department at the EASF-COM, as well as the commander of the East African Standby Brigade, the East African Committee of Chiefs of Defense Staffs. It serves as an advisory military committee of the Council and Assembly. Its functions are to oversee, direct, and manage the EASF-COM on all technical matters, as well as oversee, direct, and manage the planning, the EAS Brigade headquarters and logistic base. Since the 2007 decision of the East African Council of Ministers of Defense and Security, the East African Standby Force is composed of 4 components: the EASF-COM, the Planel, the Log Base, the EAS Brigade Headquarters. Thank you very much for being here today and watching. Please make sure you come back and also follow the previous videos to know more about the structures of East Africa and how East Africa changed from a community and changing into a federation. Also get to learn more about the African continent and more about what happens in Africa. Thank you so much for being patient, and make sure that you watch the next video. Thank you.